welcome back. As you can see, it's all a little bit different. I don't have to record sitting on my bed anymore. I actually get to have somewhere to sit. I will get to all of the stuff in a minute. It's been a little while, it's been about 2 weeks. So for those of you who maybe this is your first video, or if you've only seen parts of the last episodes, I just moved about 2 weeks ago. We moved into our new house, and so I hadn't been recording those 2 weeks because the first week we drove down from Auckland, and so quite frankly I wasn't here and we were on the road and it was just crazy. And then last week all our furniture arrived, so there's currently boxes all over our house, and I haven't organised my yarn knitting space yet. It's all a little bit all over the place, but we have a house, which is lovely. And so this will be the new, at least for the time being, the new setup. I'll probably be doing it on my sofa, because we have some nice natural light over there, and I just have some more space. So yeah, I'm going to show you what I've been up to. As I said, it's been about 2 weeks, so I've done a fair bit of knitting, and I'll start with finished objects, which I actually have a few this week. So these all need blocking because I need to get some blocking mats. But I had been working on this since the beginning of the podcast, and I thought at one point I was going to finish it when I was still at one of my Airbnbs, but I ran out of yarn, and so I had to wait for everything to arrive from Auckland. This is the Leafy baby blanket. I can't remember the name of the person who designed it. I think her website is silkandwool.eu, I think. But I will link it below. I will link it below. So I'll see if I can move a little bit closer. So this is the pattern. See, it's finished now, which is great. I plan on making more of these because I love this pattern, and it was actually the first one I sold on Stitch with Love. So, well, not this one. This one hasn't been sold, but it's the first pattern, first style, because it's not my pattern. It's a free pattern. The first starter blanket was this lace leaf pattern here. So that's the first finished object. This is made out of Stylecraft Special DK, which is 100% acrylic. So yeah, that's that. The second one is the Flounce Shawl by Libby Johnson, or Trudy Myrtle. So that's this. So it has the ruffles at the bottom, which I love. And now I want to knit more ruffles because it's just so much fun. And I'll probably make another one of these shawls just because it's so pretty. It needs to be blocked, so it's a little bit small at the moment because it hasn't been blocked. It's just come off the needles. So, but I mean, oh my gosh, if I try and, you know, kind of show you how you could wear it. So yeah, it's got these lovely ruffles. All my ends are not woven in yet. Oh my gosh, my hair. Not woven in yet because it's not blocked yet. That's the back side of it, which still looks lovely. Thought my cat had attacked it. And here's a close-up of it. So this is using Mrs. Peacock Yarns on her Sumptuous base, which is an MCN 80% merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere base, in the colours Blossom, Rose Tinted Memories, and Professor Plum. So yeah, and I will link her Etsy shop below. She is a New Zealand based yarn dyer based in Auckland, which means she's no longer in the same city as me, which is kind of sad, but hey, that's okay. Right, moving on to works in progress now. So those were works in progress at one point. I have one that's still going, which is growing. So for those of you who've been here since the beginning, you would have seen this blanket every week, which I can now no longer hold up completely. So the purple dot is a stitch marker, so that's how much I've done. Not too much in the last 2 weeks, but I want to do some more on it. I'm trying to do half an hour each day, but then it only ends up being like 2 rows because I think it's like 500 stitches. So yeah, and that's using, I mean the ball looks a little bit sad at the moment. Oh. Wool, Lemire Wool Easy from Hobium, just in the white colour. So this is still going. I try to do a little bit on each day. The next two are part of a couple of make-alongs. This is, okay, the colour looks a lot brighter on camera than it is in real life. It's a lot more of a minty colour than like bright green. But this is, I'll move a little closer. This is the It Cannot Fail to Please jumper by Susan Crawford. And this is my part of Bull and Vine's History Make Along, which finishes in March. So I really need to work on this. I was waiting for the yarn to arrive, which is all of it here. So I got this from Great British Yarns in England, and it's the Knit Picks palette in the colour Pistachio. It's 100% wool, 100% Peruvian Highland wool. So that's what this is, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's really pretty, and I'm really excited to see how this turns out. I've wanted to start doing some more vintage knitting patterns, so, or like vintage inspired, so that's exciting. This is part of a new make along. For those of you who don't know her, there's another New Zealand based yarn dyer who's based in Auckland, and she has a podcast. Her yarn and her podcast is Strawberry Patches, and I will link her below. I've used her yarn before, so if you want to see what her yarn looks like, go back. I can't remember what episode. I'll have to have a look. But it's the episode where I talk about the Mooncat shawl. That was her yarn. So she's doing a cowl at the moment, so I make along, knit along. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Sorry, my brain has completely gone to sleep. Shawl Some Love. So basically over the next 3 months, those who are participating are making shawls of some type, and this is the start of my first one. So I'm making 2. This is the first one. This is the Apiarist. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Apiarist, something like that. Shawl by Hanging Rock Roost, which is a New Zealand. She is a New Zealand knitwear designer, and I will link the pattern below. And this is what I've got so far. And the yarn I'm using for this is Naturally Gallipoli DK, which is this one here, in the colour Snow, I think that's the colour. I can't remember. You can buy it at Spotlight, Knit World, various other yarn shops here in New Zealand. I'm not quite sure about elsewhere where you can buy it elsewhere in the world, but I know in New Zealand Gallipoli is very easy to come by, and it's machine washable and it's actually quite soft. and it's 100% wool, which is lovely. So yeah, that is my shawl some love, my first one, and you will see more of that in the coming weeks. Then since we moved, I was like, right, okay, I have the space now. I'm gonna have a designated yarn area, and all the craziness of moving, aside from unpacking everything, pretty much it's all sorted now. I've been at my job now for about a month, so things are starting to slow down a little bit. We're going to have a new coordinator come on soon, which means I'm going to be going back down to my role as assistant supervisor, which will be good. And so I wanted to spend more time working on Stitch with Love and building up some inventory. So, I mean, this is kind of a finished object, like it is, but I'm still making more of them. So it's also kind of a whip. But this is the Bibi baby bonnet by Marianna Makes, is the pattern. Again, I will link it below. I don't think it's on Ravelry, but it's a free pattern. And she says at the bottom, I always check, if I use a pattern in Stitch with Love, I always check if the designer is okay for it to be used. Like, if you make the item, if you can use it to sell, obviously not sell the pattern, but sell the finished item. And she said that's okay, as long as you obviously you don't sell the pattern, and you link to her pattern, which is fine. So this is the newborn size, again not blocked yet, but it's so cute. This is the little strap, so I don't have a button on the other side yet, but and I've got a random end because that's where the button will go, but there would be a button there, and it's a little neck strap, but it's so cute. And the yarn I'm using for this is a bit messy at the moment. Lion Brand Baby Soft. I have a few colours of this, and so I'm going to make a few colours, and I've started a second one because I want to make 2 of each colour for now. So yeah, and I'm just using some, I think they're birch 4mm needles, I think, bamboo, because my knit picks, eagle tips, that I ordered from Great British Yarns, they accidentally sent me chow goose, and chow goose and knit picks are not interchangeable, like, but they're not compatible with each other, so I'm waiting for a new set to come. Yeah, so I'm using these at the moment because I don't have, aside from the ones that are taped up, I don't have working knit picks, interchangeable 4mm, so using these. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of knitting in the last little while. I've got a lot of yarn that I kind of want to get through, because I want to start using more wool and alpaca yarns, especially for Stitch with Love, just because I think it's just going to be better. But I have a lot that I bought for Stitch with Love that hasn't been used yet. So for those of you who don't know, Stitch with Love is my small online business, and I will link that below as well, where I sell hand knitted, hand crocheted baby items. So yeah, so I'm working through this, what I have, because it's not bad yarn, it's nice yarn, but I've kind of started moving a little bit away from acrylic, so, but we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. But yeah, so I'm going to be working a bit more on Stitch with Love, which will be great. As I said, I moved into my new house. At this point as well, sorry, I keep forgetting to say every single episode, all the knitting content for this week is done. So if that's what you wanted to see, thank you, and I will see you next week. Otherwise, if you want to hear me blabber on for a little bit, I will be here for a little bit longer, just talking about life stuff. So yeah, we moved into our new house. We've been here 2 weeks now. Yeah, 2 weeks now. And we have a lovely big garden, which is awesome. I've just realised I forgot to turn the heat pump off, so hopefully that's not noisy. I'll remember to turn that off next time. So yeah, it's just because it's very hot, so I've got the aircon on. One thing I've noticed with Palmy, and I mean I've lived here before, but I haven't lived here at this time of year really, and the temperature changes every single day. So earlier in the week it was cold and it was rainy, and in the morning I had like 2 jumpers on and long trousers and socks, and it felt almost like winter. It was weird. And then you get to about 10 o'clock in the morning and you're sweating. It's crazy. And I was kind of expecting it, but I don't think quite that much. So that's a learning curve. What else has been different over the last couple of weeks? Work's been a little bit more stressful than I had anticipated originally, because as I talked about, my supervisor left about 2 weeks ago, and so I've kind of had to step up and do a lot of the supervisory stuff, even though I'm the assistant. So it's technically part of my role. Like, I'm meant to supervise when the supervisor is unavailable, but that's not meant to be like a 24/7 thing. It's meant to be like, you know, when they're on leave, not supervise the venue permanently. Like, that's not that's not part of my job. So I'm looking forward to when a new coordinator comes on, because quite frankly I'm a little bit tired, because I don't really get paid much more, because my job is the assistant supervisor, not the supervisor, and so I'm quite often I'm tired. I'm really tired, because it's more than what I was expecting. Sorry, I realised I'm fiddling. Sorry. So I'm a bit tired, but today was good. We went to the market, because there's a local market here, and now our fridge is stocked full of fresh fruit and veg. Oh my gosh, which is amazing, and I love it. And I had some rock melon today, and it was so good. It was awesome. Yeah. We went and bought a printer because we don't have a printer, and that's mildly inconvenient. I didn't realize printers were so useful. Yeah, I needed one of those. And we bought a toaster because our toaster is still in Auckland. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but we had no toaster for 2 weeks, so now we have a toaster, which is brilliant, and more knives and forks because we kept running out of cutlery. So yeah, but yeah, that is probably all for this week. So things are starting to slow down a little bit now. So I should definitely be back to posting weekly podcast episodes. Sorry if I'm not quite looking at the camera. I'm used to it being a lot closer to me, and so I'm just trying to find it, and because I'm filming on my phone is obviously a lot smaller, and I don't think I'm quite looking at the camera, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and work on that. But yeah, I should be back to weekly episodes. Haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a house tour. I probably will once we've unpacked, because there is boxes literally everywhere. Like, you come into our back door, so our front door's out that way on the other side of the house, and then our back door leads into the front room, which is weird. But it's an old house, so where our front room or lounge and our kitchen is actually an extension of the original house. And so our back door leads into the kitchen and the living room, and our front door actually leads into the bedrooms. Yeah, took a while for me to get my head around. But that's actually the back door. Yeah. I can't remember what I was going to say. I was saying something about our doors, but I can't remember now. Oh. Yeah, no, I was saying about boxes. So you come through the back door, and there's just boxes. Like, there's boxes down here, there's boxes over there, boxes over there, boxes on top of the freezer, boxes on the hallway, boxes in the spare room. They're everywhere, and we have unpacked like half of it. And it's like, it's a lot of decor stuff now. Decor, my yarn, because I've been working on these projects, so I haven't needed to go into my yarn, but I need to unpack that. I think we've got a couple of kitchen things that need to be put away, or at least need to find a home for, and some clothes. Everything else has a home. So our Hoover needs to find a home. It's currently chilling in the front room, and it needs to find a home. So yeah, it will probably take today my speaking is just not good. It's fast, and then I'm skipping words. I don't even know. But yeah, it'll probably take a couple of weeks before it's all finally sorted. But yeah, this is the new place, and you will probably see a lot more of this house. Podcasts will be predominantly here from now on, and I'll be back next week with more knitting related goodness and more projects, hopefully more updates and progress on my current whips, and at one point possibly a shop update, which would be cool. So yeah, if you've watched up to here, thank you. If not, I still thank you for clicking on this video. You probably won't see this bit if you haven't watched up to here, but I still really appreciate every second that you spend with me. It really does mean a lot, and I do this for fun. I do this because I want to share my knitting with you guys, and because in my friendship circle there's not a lot of knitters, and so it's nice to be able to talk to other knitters. So please as well, leave a comment below. Tell me what you're working on right now, or is there a technique that you want to learn, or even what's your favourite yarn, or your favourite pattern right now. I would love to talk to you guys about anything, like, related to that, and just be able to talk with other fibre artists and share our passion for what we do, because it's pretty awesome. And it's something that's been around for years, decades, centuries, and we still do it today, and it's awesome. And so I would love to talk to you guys about that. As I said, I'm kind of one of the only ones in my immediate circle that I know of, and so it's nice to talk to other knitters, and that's why I do this. So I really do appreciate every second that you guys spend watching my videos, commenting, liking. It really does mean a lot, and I will see you guys in the next episode. So whatever you're doing, whether you're knitting, crocheting, making, hanging out at home, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye.